Shaun rejoins the team at the State Reserve of Rolfonstein in the South African province of Northern Cape. The authorities have asked him to capture the surplus of oryxes, or gemsboks as they are called here, and warthogs, which have been destroying local vegetation. Shaun has spotted some gemsboks in the hills. These large antelopes with long, sharp horns are fierce and require a clever capture strategy. From the hilltops, the animals can see any human movement in the valley.
What we've done, we saw a good concentration, it's a good 40 or 50 in the area. But because it's so visible with all the mountains around us, we're going to build a boma in the valley here. We're going to have to, once it's up, we're going to bunch the plastic. Then John's going to come in, fly, chase the animals around. But what we would have done is come early in the morning into the boma while it's still dark. We'll put the trucks in the bushes behind us. We'll camouflage all the vehicles. And then once John's chased the animals around, we'll unbunch the plastic so the plastic becomes solid again. And then we'll chase them in the front.
I'll dig this wall here. When I finish dig this wall, I'll take pole, put it here, and some software to tie this top cable and bottom cable to make boma strong.
Shaun must pay for each of the 50 gemsboks and the 100 or so warthogs captured. And he will have to resell them for a minimum profit of 30% if he's going to cover his expenses and the team's work. This economic practice may seem surprising at first, but it's instrumental in protecting the environment on the reserve's 13,000 hectares and in populating other territories.
If you see these bushes, lot of stones, they are short, you can't hide our boma nicely. No cover to put our trucks, and it'll be a problem for the pilot to drive in the animals in the boma.
It's called a Acacia mellifera, it's Afrikaans it's Warthog. It's an incredibly hooked thorn. It's got tons of hooks in it. We've had springbuck caught in them before. I mean, if you see the hat gets caught in and it gets stuck in it, you're not going to move it. The whole area here is covered in it. And what you'll find is the gemsbok are going to split up while they're walking through it. They're going to find roots around the trees. So we're not going to be able to get the whole herd. We're going to have to do 2 or 3 drives to get a herd of 7 or 8 in. It's an incredibly difficult boma to catch in.
The entire team arrives at night as planned. Men and vehicles have to be hidden away in the savannah before daybreak so as not to alert the animals. The rest is up to the chase leader, a role at which John, in his helicopter, is an expert. The first gemsbok spotted seem confident. John has to take his time leading them to the boma where the action begins.
Okay, now that group of 25 or so, you're going to bring them through the valley or over the mountain?
The other stuff will bring down the western side of the hill on my left and around the front of the boma forest power line.
The canvases start to be spread. The gemsboks are now too low down to see the bomas.
We've got 16 gemsbok coming. He's coming up to the front of the boma now. Unfortunately, the rest of the group has split and gone to the bottom of the hill. So we'll do the 16 quickly, and then we'll go back for the other 10 or so. one, watch that one, that's a big one.
A large male warthog surprises everyone by showing up at the boma, a surprise which Shaun can easily live without. Shaun shuts the boma's last door, thus concluding the first phase of the capture. The horns of all the gemsboks will now be tubed for the safety of both man and animal.
We've got a warthog in the boma with the gemsbok. We've got 13 gemsbok in the boma, in the crush now. We're just going to pipe them. John's going to get some more. We might try and catch this warthog once we've finished here. We'll just have to see what happens.
While the men's attention was concentrated on the warthog, some of the more clever gemsboks managed to escape. Shaun therefore decides to catch the animal with a net.
Get it straight. You must be able to throw it. Arnold, look at the net. You can't throw it like that.
Warthogs can be vicious and their tusks can cause a great deal of damage. Overcoming one requires experience.
If that warthog kills anything, I'm going to kill you. Okay, ready? Drop it. Some more.
Shaun and Arnold are on their guard. This 80-kilogram male is a dangerous animal.
In the back. Okay, jigger. Wait. Hold the legs. Hold the legs. Big rock water. And then Dandaras and Joburg, when his truck's ready, he'll come down Monday.
John has his hands full with some of the more rebellious gemsboks. He's determined, however, to bring the runaways back. The warthog is isolated in a truck, which will be used for the other warthogs when the time comes.
Okay, got it? Sambil. Come on. Para, Victor!
The team has to rescue a young gemsbok in trouble.
It's actually stuck in the thorns. Give me a hand.
The young gemsbok's nose is slightly scratched. It's a sensitive part of the anatomy since the air the animal breathes enables it to cool off its hypothalamus. This area of the brain controls body temperature, which can reach 45 degrees Celsius.
Some more.
just finishing off piping this group of gemsbok that are in, and I'm going to reload them, load them onto the truck.
The trucks can now be taken out of their hiding places to load the animals.
Like an eye stretcher.
One of Shaun's customers preferred to come in person to take away the 2 gemsboks he bought himself.
Straight into the trailer. Okay, you understand? Okay, that's enough. Come back straight. Perfect. Oh, she's pregnant, right?
But it looks as if both of the gemsbok are pregnant, but they were given a very low dose tranquilizer, so there shouldn't be any effect there. Obviously, we're trying to reduce the stress as much as is possible, and obviously that might affect them. But as long as the farm isn't that far away either, so hopefully it's not going to be too long a journey for them.
Warthogs reproduce rapidly and are a favorite prey for carnivorous animals, notably lions. This is why they are an especially sought-after species by owners of reserves containing predators. At Rolfonstein, there are no predators, and the only way to reduce the warthog population is to hunt or to capture them. But some precautions are absolutely necessary.
Guys must just be very careful. These things, they will chase you. When they get caught in a net, first thing you do is you put the net all over them. Make sure they're tied tightly in the net. Sometimes you run after them, chasing to the nets, but they won't go. They'll turn around and they'll chase you. I promise you now, people will be chased by the pig. Okay. It's not like another animal that runs away. Those things, when you catch them in the nets, if one gets through the net, the other one will come back and charge you from the other side. But they're small, you can jump over them. And if you've got your friend there, you put your friend in front. Once you get the leg, turn it upside down and stand on its head. Then you put a rope around it. And you tie the mouth closed. Okay. Because the dangerous thing about a warthog is the bottom teeth, not the top ones. Do not hold the teeth. Where the rope is tied around the mouth, you can put your hand through there and hold the rope. Okay. It'll fight. Okay. Yes.
John takes a last look at the trap. Once the nets are ready, the men have to wait for it to get hot, since warthogs don't like the cold. In this part of South Africa, the temperature can go down to 0 degrees Celsius in winter.
You want tripod, huh? Ooh, right. Yeah, we're just waiting for the warthogs to come out of their burrows. On cold days like it is now, they tend to almost hibernate in their burrows. Once the temperature reaches it's probably nearly 16, 17 degrees now, they'll probably start coming onto the pan. Once we've got enough on the pan, we'll take off and start chasing them towards the nets. They're not very outgoing animals when it's cold. They tend to hibernate in their holes the whole time.
I think it's cold and I'd stay in a burrow if I was a pig as well.
Yeah.
It's been a long wait.
It's late morning and John decides to take his chances and not wait any longer. Emma joins the action. Following Shaun's indications, she blocks the animal's tusks with her foot for the time needed to tie the warthog up.
So you got it? Wait, let me help you turn it. Okay, now Stephen, help him. Close those. Over the teeth, yeah. So we'll do it out.
Shaun injects the animals with a tranquilizer to reduce the stress, which is obvious since the warthogs howl as soon as they're touched.
We just have to get down because there's some more coming before we manage to walk these. Just got to get down because there's some more coming before we manage to get these back to the truck.
Well, we've got at the moment 14 in the trailer. We could probably fit another maybe 6 or so on it. We've got one now, and then we've just seen another group more or less where he is now. Chicos, down, Carver. A very big boar. You can see by his tusk over here. And a very aggressive male again. So we'll do it a bit. We'll just twist him. Oh. There you go. Okay.
Even at top speed, warthogs enter their dens backwards, thus requiring their predators to face their formidable tusks. The lower ones are kept sharp by rubbing against the upper canines and are fearful weapons.
Hang on, say that again. Yeah. With the pig?
Go inside now.
Okay, I'll tell you, there was a hole that the guys had put branches in, yeah? and it was tired, and it went down, and it couldn't get all the way down.
So it was a small hole.
It got stuck in the branch almost. So just to stop it coming out, I just put my skid on the back of its neck here.
So in the hole.
It was in the hole, and I was on top of the rise. So I had my skid balancing like this, just pressurizing it so it couldn't get up.
The day isn't over yet. The warthogs cannot stay for long in a small enclosure, and the team takes them to the transport truck, which hasn't been able to get any closer to them.
Just going to get the warthogs out. They're in this pen here. We want to get them all into the truck.
What is it?
Okay, we're going to open a little bit more. Just don't break the tail, man. 3, 6, 8 wolves. Big ones. And then one baby one. Let me come through. Is he gone bad? Come on. Hey! Hey! Come on. Yeah. Come on. Wait, get this one going. Okay, come with the board. Come.
It's been a long day, but a successful one, since all the warthogs are now going to be delivered safe and sound to the different reserve owners throughout the country. John Varty, a South African fauna expert, wants to introduce lions into this brand new reserve. In a few months, the warthogs he purchased will be reproducing and providing nourishment for his lions.
See, they can have 8 piglets. The warthog can have 8 piglets. And here there's no predators at the moment, so they can breed up very fast. And you know, they can populate quickly. Okay. Whereas a gemsbok or eland is much slower in terms of populating. So it's an important animal.
My rug.
Do you want me to go and get that, Shaun?
Warthogs are only one link on a reserve's ecological chain. There are many others connected to vegetation, climate, and interaction among species. Over the years, South Africans have learned to master these parameters, which in the next 30 years will triple their fauna population.